What up, my lovely people? All right, so this is my Sunday video. I'm going to go over the futures charts and I'm going to go over the regular Forex chart so you can kind of see exactly what I'm looking at for the up and coming week. This futures charts is actually just going to be a review so you guys can kind of see what you missed out on, because some of you guys keep asking, hey, what can I expect in the futures class? Basically, you're going to be able to trade live with us when we're trading. You'll be able to see when we're entering. You'll be able to see when we're exiting. If you choose to jump in, you can. If you don't, you can't. You don't have to. You can start with a paper trade account, so you don't have to start with live money just yet. It's up to you. But let me show you what happened on Friday. This is Friday. So I had predicted and told you guys when I recorded the Friday video for the futures market, I say, guys, I'm anticipating that it's going to be in a downtrend, not an uptrend. Okay, so we did get a little break fake. Could have got a little scalp for a couple of $100 right here, but the overall was going to the downside. So where did I get that information? Right here on the 4-hour time frame on the NASDAQ right here, clearly you can see it's in a downtrend, just like I've been teaching you guys. For those who have my Sexy Analyst and the Simplicity system, the Sexy Analyst has the built-in Fibonacci levels. It has the trend lines pre-built in. It has the support and resistance. And if I add them, it would have the supply and demand zones. Everything is right there for me, so I don't have to sit there and guessing. So when I went to the 4-hour time frame, what I looked at is, okay, overall, this is a clear downtrend. Okay, so when price action moves up, it'll do a small pull up, went to the 38.2, but I was anticipating that it's still going to be in a downtrend. Okay, so that's where I got the knowledge from to say, okay, where is my bias? Downtrend. Okay, now keep in mind that when you're trading the futures market, you're only in there for a matter of minutes. So sometimes it really doesn't matter what the long-term trend is, but it's just good to know. And I'm going to explain why. Because when you're dealing with these futures market, when you're trading prop firms in the futures market, almost all of them that I know of, they want you to have all of your trades closed by 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, before 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you don't want to make the mistake like I did one time. I forgot to close. I thought I closed out all my trades and I didn't. And I got dinged for it. They said, okay, you broke one of our rules. You're going to have to start all over again. And I was pissed. So from there, I decided to put an alarm on my phone at 4:53 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, New York time. I always have an alarm set. It goes off to remind me, hey, double check to make sure you got all your trades closed on the futures market platform, because the brokers don't like that. So the point is that typically we're only in these trades for a matter of minutes. So sometimes uptrend, downtrend, long term, it really don't matter, but it does help. And in this situation, I was correct. Okay. So as you can see, it did move up, got stopped out right here. Couldn't break past this level, and I'll mark that so you guys can see. Here's the level it couldn't break past, right there. See, it was stuck right there. Could not get past that level no matter what it did. It would just got stuck right there and came back. And you see this is a strong resistance level right here. So you can see it right here, all these different candles, they wick. And this one didn't do any better. It just wick. And then when it came to the downside, we had our break and this was a winner. Okay, that's on which one? ES. Let's go to the S&P 500. This one, it stayed below. See, it stayed in the range, broke to the downside. Here was the entry. It pulled back a little bit and we got our win. And I recorded those live in front of you guys last week when I took those trades. Okay, here goes YAM. YAM did the same thing. And I call it YAM is YM, which is the NASDAQ, but again, it's YM, so I call it YAMS. So again, this one, what it did, it really just did a retest right here. You can see it, boom, came down, retested this level, wick, and then it broke out to the downside, and this was a winner. So this is what you can expect when you're dealing with us in the futures market. So again, the link will be in the top left-hand corner, somewhere up here, I guess. The link will be up there so you can actually, join the futures program and you'll be able to trade live with us. And futures trading is really, really a lot of fun to me. It's really, really a lot of fun. You don't hold your trades long like this one. We're on the 2-minute time frame. So if we would have entered right there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 times 2 is 20 minutes. So you would have been done with your trade in 20 minutes, or if you would have hit the half point right there, it would have been about 10 minutes and you're done for the entire day. I absolutely love the futures market. Okay, so those are some things to look at. You can look at gold. Gold broke immediately and never came back. It went straight into profit right here during the opening of the New York session. So we waited, got our break, and right here, tap, 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 it went straight into profit and a lot more. So, like I said, it's very, very easy to trade the futures market when you're dealing with our system, and you will be in line with your coaches, me, and Miss Jenny, who is an absolute beast. Miss Jenny is an absolute beast when it comes to this stuff. So you guys are in good hands. But again, this is a live setting. So again, the link will be somewhere up here on the top where you can sign up for the Futures program. And it's dirt cheap. Okay, we made it very, very reasonable so that if anybody wanted to join, they can afford it no matter where you are in your country. And I've been warning you guys that a lot of people are going to be losing their jobs. And guess what happened? There's a lot of people losing their jobs, unfortunately. But guess what? The market does not care about employment. It doesn't care what your background is. You could have been a criminal and came out of jail after 25 years in prison. None of that stuff even matters in this market. It's just there for those who have the knowledge to know how to pluck the funds out of it. It's just there for the taking. Anybody can make money in these markets. You just got to know how. So this is one of the ways you can do it. It's in the futures market. Now let's go into the Forex market. And while I'm into the Forex market, let me say this, and I'm going to move ahead over here so we can start clicking. In the Forex market, you'll see the link up at top right or top left for Super Easy Copycat. This is for those who want to be copied on our trades. As you've seen in the thumbnail, we did exceptionally well. We had 3 losses last week, but outside of that, it was 8 wins and 3 losses. So we still came out okay. Right here, this was one of the ones that kind of got us a bit. It got me. To be honest, it wasn't my team, it was me. I take full responsibility for that. But I was still right, and I'm going to come back and tap their behinds next week. They spiked up a little bit further. This will, now you guys are understanding, for those who are in our group wondering, why do we use space, a little bit roomier stop losses than normal? Because every time I violate that, here's the barrier. You can see here's the test, 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I should have did was put my stop way up here, out of the way, and it wouldn't have been a loss. We'd still be holding the trade technically, but it wouldn't have been a loss. And I was actually correct, because look, it happened. It just came up. You can see here was that arrow. It came up just a little bit, tapped us out, but it's still sitting right there. So I am looking to tap the cheeks of this one on next week again, because it's still sitting in that range. And that's that. But again, I'm not going to force a trade. I'm not going to be one of those guys who's trying to, be what they call it, revenge trading. It is what it is. We still did well. All right, so let's keep going. Right here, you guys, let me shrink myself so you guys can see these charts better. Okay, and there we go. So right here, I don't see much of anything. It was a good setup for a drop. Okay, go to the 15-minute. And it was an accordion there. Let me see on the 30. There it is. Okay, so on the 30, it's still showing that it has potential to drop, but I don't really like it right now. But if I had to do a bias, I would say, it could do a pullback and then drop. That's what I see. But either way it goes, it's nothing that I actually am favorable of. It can go either way. CAD had some news last week that impacted the markets for the CAD market, so I don't really like it. Let's keep going, and then we'll switch over to the ocean wave, and I'll show you that. Now, if you're asking, hey, Uncle Pete, what news events are coming up this week? The good news is, and let's stop right here, and I'll show you what's on the calendar, which isn't nothing, okay? So, as you know, and happy Easter to you guys. Tomorrow is Easter. I'm recording this the night before. That's because I want to hang out with my family. I ain't doing no videos tomorrow. So tomorrow, when we wake up, it will be Easter time, and I will be posting this video later so that to make sure you guys get to watch it. So it's not going to be normal morning time. It's going to be in the evenings after y'all done had time to go to church or whatever you're going to do. But as you can see, this week, there's really nothing important coming up this week. So that's the reason why we're not doing any news takes for this week. Okay, there's a couple of reds, but again, if you're trading after the times that I tell you guys all the time, and if you don't know, just come to my class on Wednesday and ask me. It's free. If you're only going to do my free class, it's just the last 2 weeks. So if you guys have trading questions, you better take advantage. Come to my free class every Wednesday for the next 2 weeks at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The description will be in the video below. The description will to the Zoom link. The Zoom link will be in the description below in this video, okay? So again, after that, I'm going straight over to teaching live every Wednesday for the futures market members. And a question did come up. Hey, Uncle P, are you going to be doing recordings? And if so, can we see them? Yes, but it will only be posted on our website for the members. So for members, I did add a link now that so when we record our classes, there's a link where you can watch the replay. I'm not making that to the public. Okay. So again, if you want to see the replays or you want the indicator and the tools we're using and to trade live with us, that's all part of the Dirt Cheap membership. Just come on and join. Okay. So as you can see, guys, there's really no news this week. There's really no barriers. It's just going to be normal price action. Now, I will say the thing that can do some damage still is not the news events. It's going to be what? Tariffs. Until that's settled, guys, we still got problems on our hands in the markets. It's going to be a little bit volatile, okay? So now, let me swing myself over here. Now, let's keep going through the pairs. All right, so this one here, nothing. I don't see anything. Nothing there. Nothing there. See all this chop? That's all that news, okay? All that news from the tariffs. Tariff news, okay? And we're going to switch over to the ocean wave just a moment, okay? Because I don't see much of nothing that I would be targeting as far as too many of these right now. The dollar itself has been extremely weak. That's the reason why these pairs, anything against the dollar, see, the pound is in front, so that means it's challenging the dollar. Anything in front of the dollar, that means this is the runner, this the main, and this the follower. So everything that's against the dollar is dropping until like a rock until the tariffs is over, okay? This is one that I want to make sure I'm keeping an eye on for next week for an opportunity. I really believe that with this sideways pattern, and we'll go to the ocean wave and you'll see it, that this has already been created. The head, here's a sloppy looking shoulder, right shoulder. So if this thing pulls back up and hangs in this area, I'll be looking for a sale on this one here. I definitely would be looking for a sale. So you can see the head. Let me mark this out on the 1 hour. You can see the head right here. Here's a shoulder right here. And here's the other shoulder right here. So I'm expecting this to play out in this kind of like a sloppy, lopsided shoulder, but it's a head and shoulders pattern. So I do look to sell this one. NZD CAD, I'm looking to get that one. Okay. That one probably going to continue down as well. All right. Now this one is one. I see a head and shoulders on the 1 hour. This one played with us last week. It pushed up and stopped us out. You see that big old spike, but it then came back in range. So I think it just created a head and shoulders. And again, we have another pattern. You can see it right here. Shoulder, head. Oops. Make it bigger. And shoulder. Okay. And there we go. There we go. So I'm looking for these two as my targets for pairs to trade next week. It got me last week, but I'm going to get them. I ain't worried about it. I got y'all niggerachis. Y'all mess with the wrong one. Okay, so all the NZD pairs, I see the same thing. Here's the head, slide, shoulder, shoulder. So again, here's another example. Now let's look at these dollar pairs. Everybody's looking at this as support, support, support. I don't trust it. Let's go to Ocean Wave right now as we speak so you can see exactly what I'm saying. Let's go to Ocean Wave. Okay, look at that. See? Y'all see that? I don't trust it. I still believe it's going to go further down to the downside. Okay? I don't trust that support. Until the tariff wars are over, I still think that that's heading to the downside. It could. Okay? I'm just going to say it like that. It could head to the downside. Same thing with this. USD Swiss. Nope, I don't trust it. See that? That's a normal flat out pattern. When that flattens, see that flat? That's continuation. It drops, consolidates. See that consolidation right here? Watch this. See that? Consolidate, continuation. I still believe that's going to go down. Okay? Same thing here. That flat butt, don't play around with it. Okay? Don't play around with it. So again, guys, I'm telling you what I see. And this one here, this one could go up. It's above the main line. So it could go up. We'll see. Like I said, we'll see. We'll see how this plays out. The Ocean Wave is great for those who want to trend trade. Okay, if you're a trend trader, you just hop on here and look for the pairs there where you can see smoothness. Right here, you're seeing a lot of mess. So what you want to do is thin it out. Just hold it right here and pull it tight, and you'll see that it's right. Okay. So for an example, it doesn't look like much from here, but from here to up here, that was 543 pips. A lot of money right there. 543. Okay. So once it flips over to the other side, man, I'm looking to play it. A lot of money. A lot of money. Oh my. Okay. So GCAD looked like it has the potential to pop up. Let's spin it out. Okay. And if it does pop, we got some good looking money, guys. Good looking money. Hopefully it'll come back up and retest this level right here. Okay. Hopefully that'll be nice. See what I'm saying? And then from here to there, that's 200 something pips right there, man. Ooh, not bad. Not bad at all. See that? They're flattening out. I love it. That's continuation patterns. Okay. So it's up, flattens out, and then could go up. When it first told you to get in right here, to there, to its max, that was like almost 200 pips right there. So even though it looks thin, that's the whole point. It thins everything out so it doesn't look so scary. You get what I'm saying? Doesn't look so scary, but it's big pips. Big pipping, baby. Big pipping. Okay? So, see the G's? Now, if you're trading the dollar, and you really want to get good with the dollar, the ocean wave is going to be the best because it tells you when it's actually trending the best, because the dollar does trend the best. Okay? So here's NZD-CAD. Like I said, let's get you out of the way. And I'll go to the 15-minute and you'll see what I'm saying. See how it's already hitting the neutral zone? When it's neutral zone, that means it's consolidating, waiting for a decision. So once I get a sell arrow on this, I'm looking to take that to the downside. Okay? Same thing with this one. You see that flattening out? And you see how it's hitting the neutral zone? I'm getting ready. It's getting ready. See how that one already flipped over? Now I'm hoping this pull back up. Give me the sell arrow, and then we're off to the races on this one to the downside. Pull it tight, and you'll see that I'm right. Okay, you can see indecision is happening here. Okay, you can see the MACD is below. MACD is below. Indecision. Okay, so that means it's coming. It's on its way for a sale. On its way for a sale. See, and the long-term trend is down. So short-term is starting to catch up. It just was doing a nice little pullback. But again, you can see these X's represents indecision. This is telling you on the 1 minute, 5 minutes already starting to go down, 15 minutes starting to form to the downside. And these will matriculate or they will follow the long-term trend. So overall, these are sell positions that I'm looking to take. Okay. Let's take a look at gold while we're sitting here. Gold has been on a nonstop upward trajectory. So if you look at it from the 15-minute time frame, you'll see the gold pull back, touched on the main wave, and then kept on going up. So it potentially could keep going up, to be honest with you guys. There was our arrow right here. See that pullback right there to that support level right here? So what can gold potentially do? Go back up and retest either this level or to the top, one of the two. So that's what I'm anticipating. Gold is going to go back up. I see the sell arrow, but I think because gold is one of those funny currencies, it's kind of hard to trade because it's an emotional currency. People will buy gold when they're afraid of what's going on, and there is a lot of terror in the markets due to, we don't know whether Trump's tariffs is going to be bringing long-term good, how China's going to play against it, which is the biggest concern is China versus the U.S. And so because of that uncertainty, people are rushing to Bitcoin, they're rushing to gold. Those are safe haven currencies or emotional currencies. When people feel nervous, what do? They hop into these. Okay, so the rational moves that you typically see, out the door, out the door. Okay, so anyway, guys, that's enough for now. I'm going to wrap this video up. And like I said, guys, in the top corner, you'll see the link. So in case you want to be copied on our trades, we have the ability to copy. You can get copied on the Forex trades. You can get copied on our gold trades. You can get copied on our indice trades. And you can get copied on our oil and silver trades. That's all part of the Super Easy Copycat service. If you want to be live in service with us where we're trading the futures market and you want to be a futures trader where you trading these things here, then that's fine too. And a lot of people has been asking, yes, we're going to be starting the Asian session in about 2 weeks or the first week of the month. Okay, in the first week of next month, we're going to be having an Asian session as well. But right now, the New York session is on fire. So I strongly suggest that you guys will just stay, hop in right now, make that money, because there's a lot of money to be made in the futures market, and it happens very, very quickly. So if you've ever wanted to be a professional scalper, then this is the place to be. Okay, futures market is the best place to trade in for scalpers. If you're trying to do that, this is for you. I promise you that. I've been saying for years that I'm not a fan of people trying to be scalpers in the Forex market because of its volatility and uncertainty, because of all the news events, this, that, and the other. The futures market is a lot more predictable, and you're in and out a whole lot sooner. So therefore, I strongly suggest if you're that type of person who has a knack for trading as a scalper, then the futures market is a perfect fit for you, and you'll be able to trade live with us. So when you're seeing us, hey, I'm hopping in this trade, like you see me do in my videos, hey, I'm finna hop in this trade. Guess what? You'll be in the trading room with us. And if you choose to hop in on your account, you can do so. And again, the other good news is the futures market is heavily regulated. So there ain't no hanky-panky that's going on, because they have to report to the U.S. government, because the futures market is part of the U.S. government product. It's a U.S. product, and therefore it's heavily regulated. Unlike the Forex market, they do have some brokers that are regulated and some brokers that are not. So this is all around a good fit. However, there's money to be made in both markets. Again, when under the copycat, we have oil and silver, you have gold, you have indices, and you get copied on the Forex trades. It's just totally up to you. So again, if you're interested in being copied on our trades, go to superezforex.com. You see the link at the top. Number two, if you want to trade in the futures market with us, then you'll see that link as well, futurex.com. One last thing that's very, very important. There are tons of scammers out right now that's trying to pretend to be me, and they are not me. Okay, so we are not going to have any Discord groups, and I don't have any Telegram groups for our futures trading program. Okay, that's done. I'm not creating any groups. We don't need all that. Any chatting and stuff like that we need to do, we can do it live in the group while we're taking trades and making money together. All that other stuff, I'm not having all that, because that's where the scammers are starting to take advantage, and they're creating all these different channels. Every week recently, I'm hearing somebody say, hey, there's a new Telegram channel where somebody's saying they're you, and they're trying to say, hey, jump in my group and send me some Bitcoin, or I can trade your accounts. I can do that, da, 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 da. If you don't see my face attached to it, then don't believe it. That's the bottom line. If you don't see me saying this is us, then don't believe it. If you don't see our link at the top corner of this video, then it ain't us. So everything we're doing from here on out is ran through my personal websites, and make absolutely sure while you're looking at my website, at the links at the top, make absolutely sure you're looking at the website links, so you know, okay, if there's a person who comes out and try to create a duplicate website, they're going to have to spell it differently. You already know. Let me compare it to the video I'm looking at of Uncle P's, because at the top, I can clearly see his website and how he's spelling it. If there's another duplicate website out there, I know that's somebody else trying to scam. Okay. So again, guys, I'm trying to help us to grow together as a family, because I told you guys a lot of people are going to lose their jobs, and people are starting to lose their jobs. In fact, one of my wife's friends just lost her job after working for the school district for 10 years, and they just cut her loose because of budget cuts. See, you're trying to be dedicated to these jobs, and they're not dedicated to you. The markets now are not dedicated to you, but you don't have to be dedicated to them either. But at least you'll have an additional way of making money, or additional income stream, so that there's some stability for you. So if your job cuts you loose, it really don't matter. You still got another way to make money. Okay, you guys? All right, peace and hair grease. Happy Easter to you, and I will see you in the next video, and I will be recording some more videos on throughout the week. Bye.